Hello and welcome to the Boys Upstairs Show. This is the Super Bowl show.
Whoop. Oh,
Welcome back, everybody. It's the last game of the year. It's the most important game of the year. This is what we've all been waiting for. It's for all the marbles. Once again, the Kansas City Chiefs are back. They're going for historical significance, something that has never been done. The three-peat. Going against Philadelphia Eagles for the second time in 3 years. The Chiefs are -1.5, essentially a pick 'em. Totals 48.5. The game is Sunday at 6:30. These teams played 2 years ago, like I mentioned. It was a 38-35 game. Chiefs won. We'll give it to Samuel.
all right. Just bittersweet moment here end of the season. Felt like it flew by. Got one game remaining. So let's enjoy this one, everyone. I don't care if you don't like the Chiefs. I don't care if you don't like the Eagles. No one really wanted this to be the outcome, but let's enjoy this game for what it is. It's the last real meaningful football game we're gonna have until August. So you're gonna have a lot of time in between then. So just enjoy this 3 hour experience on Sunday and let it roll. But I think a lot of people would be lying if they said that they knew the Eagles were going to go all the way. I was optimistic about them all year. And then they went and ran through Washington, who was the hottest team in football. The Cinderella story, just the magicians, the only ones who had that kind of voodoo magic going with the Chiefs, and they just steamrolled them, took care of business. Never really a doubt, except for a couple moments in that game. And yeah, here we are. So in everything that you expected to happen happened. Saquon dominated. Eagles defense showed what they really are, which is just an outstanding elite unit. Number one in the league, got a lot of metrics. A lot of people have underrated the Chiefs defense this year as well. I think Spags is a wonderful coordinator and just dials up these amazing plays at times you don't expect, but also always at the perfect time. And leading into a pick from there, I'm going to go with the under. 48 and a half seems like a lot for a game like this. And last time these two teams played in the Super Bowl, we got a barn burner shootout, awesome game. And I don't think the football gods are that nice to us. We already know they don't like us because they put the Chiefs in the Super Bowl again. But I don't think we're going to see a giant score fest. These two teams are pretty different than they were 2 years ago or whatever. Both teams are playing a much more defensive brand of football. So I'm going to go with the under. I'm also going to go with the first half under 24 and a half. All of these games, the Super Bowls the Chiefs have been in, they haven't won them by getting out to the hot start and blowing teams away. They've stayed in there. They've played situationally smart and won the second half, which I think is how this game's going to go again. I don't see the Chiefs coming out and getting off to a huge start. Eagles are known to start slow too, except for the last or 2 weeks ago. Excuse me, when Saquon ran for 65 yards or whatever to start the game. I'm also going to go with Jalen Hurts to get a touchdown. I know the rules in the show with minus money or whatever is -110, -115. So I'll count that as kind of on the brink. But Hurts just without the tush push, we're seeing some read options, some scramble drills in the red zone, and with obviously the defense of the Chiefs is going to be very hyper focused on Saquon Barkley. So I think there's going to be plenty of windows for AJ or not AJ Brown, Jalen Hurts to get out there and run that rock into the end zone, and we'll probably see three tush pushes during the game. I'm also going to go Hurts over 27 and a half pass attempts. I saw this as one of the panel guys' best pick of the game. Like we've all said, and I've said a few times already in the short life of the show, that the defense of the Chiefs focus is going to be on taking away Saquon. He's that good. He's that much of a game wrecker. So I think they're going to force Jalen Hurts to air the ball out a little bit, kind of sit in the pocket and be a pocket passer, get the ball out quick. So I do think he's going to have to throw the ball. And adding to that, my pick for Super Bowl licks these nuts is the Philadelphia Eagles +1.5. And I said the same thing with the Bills game last week when I picked the Bills +2.5 and I missed by a point. That with whatever the Chiefs have going right now, I could easily see the Chiefs winning this game by a point. And I said it in the chat, but I want everyone in the world to hear it. My official prediction: the Eagles storm up, go up 17-3 at halftime. It's going to be the same old song and dance of Super Bowl halftime in the past 5 years. Patrick Mahomes, this might be the time they go down. They might go down finally. He's got 37 passing yards. Chiefs have nothing going, and the Chiefs will win the game 21-20 in the end. So I could easily see the or Eagles losing and covering here, but I mean, give me that extra point. Thank you for listening to my final official game analysis of the year.
Like you mentioned, Chiefs defense was number 8 against the run this year. They're a solid unit. Eagles were the number 2 rushing offense in the NFL, second to the Ravens. Um, the most rush yards that the Chiefs allowed all year was to actually the Steelers on Christmas Day, which Sam was there for in person. They allowed 202 yards on the ground, and then they allowed 185 to Baltimore on opening day. Um, no other team rushed for over 140 yards all year against the Chiefs. However, the Eagles only had 2 games all season where they rushed for less than 140 yards. And funny enough, one of them was against the Steelers, the other one was against Tampa. So the Chiefs are going to have to figure out a way to stop Saquon Barkley. They're probably going to stack the box. And what does that probably mean for the wide receivers of Philadelphia? More looks. And even Dallas Goddard, I think, is going to be probably targeted more than anybody in this game. Maybe Kelsey has more, but I think Goddard's going to lead the way. The most important thing in this game to me is going to be if the Eagles front seven is able to generate consistent pressure. I think that was the key to success in the Tampa Super Bowl that they ended up winning. That was the only Super Bowl that Mahomes has lost. They were constantly getting pressure on Mahomes, and there's that famous like picture of him like sidearming it like lateral to the ground because he was under pressure the whole game. Um, so if Jalen Carter and the boys, Nolan Smith and all of them like can get Mahomes on the ground and force him to make bad throws, I think that'll be the main way that the Eagles can win. I don't think they're just going to be able to run the ball and have their way with the Chiefs like they did in the Commanders game. Um, at the end of the day, though, like I want the Eagles to win, but until proven otherwise, I can't like with good conscience tell you guys that I think the Eagles are going to win this game. That's what I want to happen, but the Chiefs are probably going to be down either 3 points or 7 points near the end of this game. They're going to find a way to get a field goal or a touchdown, whatever is necessary. Um, I think points will be scored in this game. The Eagles scored the most points of all time in a conference championship game last week or 2 weeks ago against Commanders, 55 points. So I like the over. It's 48 and a half. I like the Chiefs minus 1.5. If this game ends up being a 1 point game somehow and I don't cover that 1.5, that's fine with me. Um, I do think, like, just really quick though, that Sam kind of took the easy way out on the Jalen Hurts plus 1 touchdown. I like Jalen Hurts plus 2 touchdowns. He had 3 touchdowns in the last Super Bowl he was in on the.
Just wait until my props, then we'll talk about easy way
Well,
out. Okay.
okay, yeah, yeah. No, I got props too, but I think Jalen Hurts is going to have 2 touchdowns rushing. I don't think they're both going to be tush pushes. I think one could be from like 10 yards out, maybe 7 yards out. One of them will probably be a tush push, but I think 2 yards or 2 touchdowns on the ground is a pretty good bet, and it's plus money. It's hold on, I have it here, plus 550. So that's pretty good odds. And he had 3, like I said, last year or 2 years ago in the Super Bowl. And then Saquon's over under on the ground is 109.5. He's had that in every single playoff game this year. However, the Chiefs haven't really allowed too many guys to have big rushing games, like I mentioned in the beginning of my take. So, like I said, that'll kind of be the push if he is going to be able to run all over them, then that'll probably be an Eagles victory. But like I said, I want the Eagles to win. I think majority of America outside of the greater Kansas City area wants the Eagles to win. But give me the Chiefs, give me the over, give me Saquon over 109 rushing yards, and give me Jalen Hurts 2+ touchdowns. Thank you.
As a Patriots fan, I really hate to see, someone chasing Brady's legacy. I want that to be stopped at all costs. I don't like Mahomes getting anywhere near that. And I don't want to see another dynasty that competes with ours. So I will be rooting for the Eagles the Super Bowl, but I don't like to be biased, so I will be taking the Chiefs in this one. I feel like the last couple Super Bowls, last year we had Kansas City and San Francisco. That came down to a drive at the end of the game where Kansas City had to tie the game up, and then they had to come down and win the game in overtime. The Chiefs Eagles Super Bowl, the last time they played, came down to a late touchdown by Kansas City. Los Angeles Rams had to come back down from like 7 or 10. They had to score a touchdown with a minute 15 left to take the lead in that Super Bowl. And if this game is close, which I think it will be, and it's like who's going to make the plays down the stretch, Jalen Hurts or Patrick Mahomes. It was the same thing years with Tom Brady. Like it's probably going to be Mahomes if it comes down to it. It's a close game. It has to be it has to be Mahomes making those plays, in my opinion. I feel like the first three quarters aren't really going to matter. Back and forth, I think points are going to be scored in this game. I'm taking the over. That goes into my next pick, but I think the first three quarters are going to be back and forth, and then the fourth quarter is when the game's going to be on the line, and I think Mahomes is going to come through. Over, I think last time this was a shootout. These teams have good defenses, but I feel like they're going to strike, and I think they're going to strike early. I don't know if you can do this, but for my card, I would like to take the first quarter over of 9.5 points. Every out of the last 5 years, 4 out of the 5 years, it's hit over 9.5 in the first quarter. The only time was last year, and I think this year, I think that the Eagles offense is a lot better, especially with the way they established the run game than, some of the offenses in it than San Fran last year. And I think that the Chiefs are gonna do a lot better with the Eagles defense this year than San Fran's last year. So I think that they're gonna score early. I think both teams scored maybe a touchdown in the first quarter, but it's only at 9.5. Um, but a lot of points to be scored this game, in my opinion. And I'm excited to see it. I think for props, I know we're not getting into it yet, but I'll have some of those picks later. And it's got to be the Chiefs in the over. The Chiefs, they're the best team in football. They've been the best team in football. They always find a way to win. Uh, there's no way that they don't do it one more time. It seems it's like you don't want it to happen so bad, but it always seems written in the stars. So Chiefs spread, and Mahomes is going to sling it in the Super Bowl. And I think Jalen Hurts will come to play. He's played the best playoff game of his career, in the last time he was in the Super Bowl, and I think he's going to play a good game. But it takes a lot to beat the Chiefs. You have to play almost perfect, and I do not think they'll play to perfection. So Chiefs and over.
The Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl again. It's what they do. It's again what you said. The lights aren't bright for them. This is a regular scheduled game. They have it on their schedule. They're ready. And the Eagles, they were there, 2 years ago, lost to the Chiefs. They may have some new toys to play with, like Saquon, but it's not going to matter. The Chiefs are going to win the Super Bowl. They're a dynasty. They're a dynasty waiting to be created. And you know what makes a dynasty? 3 Super Bowls within a short time period. And that's exactly what the Chiefs are going to do. Back to back. It's just the script is written for them to win. While I would love for the Eagles to win, because that would be great for the city of Philadelphia, sure, whatever. I would love a different matchup, but that's the cards we got dealt. And that's just the story. I will say I have a play. Oh wait, hold on. Is anytime touchdowns props, or are we getting?
No, you can do that for this.
Let me tell you something. Travis Kelce probably going to get in the paint, right? Because Taylor Swift is watching and it's a big marketing event. Patrick Mahomes, he scored in the AFC Championship. He's going to do that runaround thing, and then the refs are going to call holding, and he's going to get in, and it's just going to be a whole thing. Jalen Hurts is going to tush push. Got death, taxes, and Jalen Hurts is going to tush push. And then Saquon's getting in. Saquon's probably going to score the first touchdown of the game. First touchdown, Saquon's not a bad bet.
So Tommy alluded to something a couple weeks ago, I believe, basically saying that all those fancy stats and statistics don't mean jack shit in the Super Bowl. It is, as the spread says, a complete pick 'em. It's +1. It's really who wants it more. And I think Hurts, as Andrew pointed out, has the hunger. He has the will. I don't feel like the Chiefs, they want it, but I don't think they need it. And I want it for the city of Philly, so I don't have school on Monday, so I really want it too. Um, so I'm gonna take the Eagles. I think the dark horse is Saquon, as everyone knows. And he's gonna be the difference maker, rush for 200 yards and score 3 touchdowns.
Every time I get in a predicament like this, I go back to my morals, my integrity, and what I know most, and that is simply not to put money up against Patrick Mahomes. Um, it's kind of like betting against LeBron, betting against Tom Brady, betting against the greats. You don't bet against Patrick Mahomes. So sadly for this one, I'm gonna have to go with Patrick Mahomes. I wanted this to be the Bills and Eagles matchup just so I could see Josh Allen lose, but unfortunately, you can't get what you want every day. So we're gonna have to deal with the Jalen Hurts and the Patrick Mahomes show, and I genuinely don't think that the Eagles have the coaching ability. I think they definitely have the star power on the field, offense and defense, to get the job done. But I just simply think that the Chiefs are gonna outcoach the Eagles. We see it every year. Um, I feel like every year, Andy Reid or just someone on the Chiefs staff, they bring out something we've never seen before, something that's just like that one little thing that basically wins them the game. And it happens every year. Kadarius Toney did it with the motion across the field, coming back across. Like that's something simple. But we haven't seen that for a while. The Chiefs done it in the goal line position, and ever since they did it, it's obviously grew more popularity, grew more hype in the game, and we've seen other coaches run it. But stuff like that is where the Chiefs just have a huge advantage. I think Sirianni, I don't I wanted to see some growth from him throughout the last Super Bowl or since the last Super Bowl, but it seems like he's still an immature head coach, I would say. He's hasn't grown. He still doesn't really, I don't know. There's just something about being a head coach that he doesn't have. Like, yes, you could go out there and scream and whatnot, the hoorah, but I don't know. He just seemed like he's not as dedicated to the game as Andy Reid is. And I just think that Andy Reid is going to have something up his sleeve to put the Chiefs over the line. So, Chiefs money line.
All right, well, hey, thanks for joining us. Nick Sirianni scored the most points ever in a conference championship game, but Cam said he's an amateur, so shout out Cam.
Immature,
Take.
not amateur.
I can't bet against Patrick Mahomes. Like I can't do it. It's I will be rooting against him, but if I'm putting my money on the line, I will take the Chiefs money line because that's just the way it is, and that's just how it's worked for the past 3 years. And until I'm proven otherwise, I think the Chiefs are going to win, and that's my take. That's all.
But anyways, like and subscribe. Thank you for a great year. Thank you all the boys for being here every week. And yeah, we'll see you next year.
It's been a pleasure. Hey, can we say thank you to our fearless leader, Tommy Rooney?
Yeah, let's give a round for Tommy.
Give a round of applause for Tommy Rooney, our fearless leader who sets all these Zooms up. He's a great dude.
Appreciate you guys.
We love you, Tommy.
Send the link.
Link sent.
Link sent.
All right, hey. Like and subscribe.
Yeah, do that.